guys, it's Coach B. Wiley. Hope you're doing well today. If you're watching this on TikTok, this is actually live here on, what is today? It's 6 o'clock. Let me write that down. And today is hump day. It's Wednesday. I'm just not realizing today is Wednesday as I'm saying it. It is Wednesday the 13th. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're watching this on TikTok, you're going to see this later on this Wednesday night. Hope you're doing well too. So I wanted to come on here because I haven't done a live in a few days. I have been doing videos if you're watching this on TikTok. If you don't see a video being uploaded or a short here on TikTok, on YouTube, that means go over to my TikTok, Coach B. Wiley, because I post there majority of the time and then I'll come over here. So I wanted to talk about, have you guys been watching, I think it's called Selling the OC with the twin brothers. They have another show called Selling Sunset. I think it's Selling Sunset and Selling the OC, the two twins. And it's a whole lot of drama. So anyway, I wasn't going to watch it because I was just like, my mind has to be right before I watch certain things so I can invest and not be distracted. So on this show, there's a particular girl. There's more than one girl in there named Alex. And she is really hearts in her eyes. Y'all know what hearts in your eyes are? I came up with this phrase, hearts in your eyes, is when you're literally infatuated by whoever you like. Whether it be a coworker, whether it be the person that you're dating, whether it be someone that you would like to date, whoever this dude is, you're literally super into him and he pretty much can do no wrong. I wouldn't recommend anyone having hearts in their eyes because it's infatuation and you can't build anything on infatuation. Typically, when you're infatuated with someone, you see them as like this perfect dream, love boat, dream guy. And anyone can be a dream guy or a dream girl. However, you need to be realistic and realize he isn't who you've created in your mind. A lot of the times when you have these hearts in your eyes, in your mind, you've created this fictional character, false character, an idea of who you think he is versus focusing and responding to who he's showing you that he is. This dude in particular, he's her coworker. He sells house. He does real estate like she does. They're two very good looking people. He's going through a divorce and I think she's been divorced. And so they're really, really good friends. However, it's so obvious. It's so obvious that she's in love with him. I think he's just oblivious. I honestly think he doesn't realize she's in love with him. And she won't shoot her shot and come out and be like, hey, I know we've been friends. I like you. I'm not even saying, ladies, I say don't shoot your shot, because if a dude is interested, he's going to literally go out of his way to make it be known that he is interested. So I wouldn't say shoot your shot. But when I was looking at her today on episode 3, I was just like, dang, girl, you might have to say something. Not necessarily say, hey, let me take you out, but maybe just express how you feel if this is your friend. And this is another reason why I say guys and girls can't be friends. Women and men cannot be friends, because there's going to be someone in that friendship that's going to like the other person, and the other party may or may not have the same feeling. And then let's say the other party doesn't. How awkward is that? Y'all can't be friends no more because somebody likes somebody else, and somebody may not respect the boundaries and be inappropriate. Because 9 times out of 10, when someone likes you and you get rejected, you ain't trying to be their friend. You're not trying to hang around with those feelings. You may be incapable of pushing those feelings down, suppressing those feelings, and then overcoming and then being their friend. It is something that you would have to literally train your mind to do. It's not impossible. However, it is very challenging. So if you're watching this and you think, oh, this is my homeboy, this is my friend, he's not your friend. Because usually with dudes, if they're hanging in the background, number one, they're attracted to you. And if he's attracted to you and you gave him the opportunity, or if the opportunity presented itself for y'all to get together, he would jump over a freaking goat to be in your presence, to get with you, however you would let him. Trust me when I say this. Trust me when I say this. I'm not making it up. I didn't pull a rabbit out of a hat. I'm not pulling straws, grasping for information. This is something that is a fact. And what is also a fact is a dude who this other life coach, his name is Josh. I love him. And I always mess up his last name, so I won't say it. I won't mess up his last name. But Josh, he talks all about male energy, the alpha man, Sigafus, Sigafus. Look him up. Josh, Sigafus. Look him up on Instagram. I don't know that he's on TikTok. He is on YouTube. Look him up. I've done a collaboration, a couple of them with him on YouTube, so you can find him there. He is so bomb. He's in Missouri as well. He's in Springfield. I'm in St. Louis. And we connected on Instagram. And he told me how guys will orbit around a woman. Literally orbit. And like literally just be moving around her as long as possible. And we ain't talking about a couple weeks. No. This could be years. This could be decades. I mean, come on. Y'all remember Miss Tina and her husband, Richard Lawson? They have been friends for 30 plus years. Then all of a sudden, her and Matthew got a divorce, and then they started dating, and then they got married. Now they're going through a divorce, but he had been orbiting around for 30 years. Let me tell y'all something when it comes to dudes, and y'all be like, well, dudes can't commit, and they dogs, and they can't do that. Oh, yes, they can. When a dude wants something, and it's in his spirit, he's going to commit by any means necessary. He's going to find a way to stick with it and thug it all the way through. So you really need to understand that. So with the girl, back to the show. So with the girl on the show, it's just like she's so invested. She's so in love. He's oblivious. I'm convinced he doesn't realize she's in love. Well, meanwhile, he's had a make-out session with another one of the co-workers who was her friend. And I was just like, well, how is that going to work now that she knows that her friend is made out with her dreamboat? Well, I said, if they're going to use this drunk car, if they use that, and sure enough, they used it. The other girl said she was so drunk. She really doesn't, it wasn't a big deal. It was just a kiss, blah, blah, blah. And the girl who's in love with him, and the reason why I'm telling y'all this, because I have stories in between. I'm giving y'all real life examples of what it looks like when women are wanting a dude that just ain't into them. And so anyway, and so I'm giving y'all story time, and I'm just making it make sense with my skills on dating and communicating. So anyway, so the guy is still oblivious. She's acting like, the girl with the hearts in her eyes is acting like it's not a big deal. However, she did ask, okay, do you think it would happen again? And the girl didn't even give her a straight answer. It's like she's dancing around about her feelings versus being direct. And I don't want you to dance. If you feel something, say something. In this case, don't shoot your shot, but you can definitely say how you feel. If who you're talking to is supposed to be your friend, and there's supposed to be someone you talk to every day and you care for them. Don't be desperate out here. Don't be out here just shooting your shot. Don't be out here in the mix and there's a dude looking at you and you looking at him, and it's been like 30 minutes and y'all keep catching eyes, but he refuses to come over to you. Don't go over to him, because if he wanted to, he would. Literally. It's that simple. Think about it the next time you're out and about having a good time and there's men in the mix and you're hoping that they're single. Maybe they are. You don't see no rings, so let's just say they single because they ain't married. And you catch eye contact, and or he maybe even come over and have a conversation with you, and it's giving interested. It's giving I'm attracted to you. He might even flat out come out and compliment you on your looks, your outfit, your hair, your eyes, your legs, your shoes, whatever. So he might even do that. However, until he says, hey, I would like to take you out for lunch, brunch, dinner. Until he says, what is your phone number? I would like to get to know you. Don't jump. Do not jump. Do not jump out that window. Because this is what I've learned. The moment that, from a man, years ago, the moment that you jump out the window, then he's going to look at you like, oh, she couldn't wait. She's got an eager beaver. And I know what that means. That means I can probably munch down on that beaver and have my way with that beaver and then put her butt back down. That's where the pick her up to put her down came from, when a dude literally comes into your life. Y'all meet up however y'all meet up. Maybe you shot your shot and he gets what he wants, whatever that may be, which could be a number of things. Picks your butt up and he puts you back down. You don't want to be that girl that's so desperate. And a lot of women now will justify why. Here, I'm looking at the comments here. Okay, I'm just seeing y'all join. If you like this video and you're watching it live, feel free to like it, share it, comment. And if you're liking it on YouTube, once I put it there, feel free to subscribe, like, share it, do what you feel if you like what I'm saying. And then a lot of women now are justifying why they stay with a dude. They're justifying what. Let me skip to this point first. This gets on my last nerves. This right here, what I'm about to say, is on my nerve. Is when women will be on social media in their comments, and they're just like, oh, these dating apps, oh my gosh, it's the same thing. Just dudes who are married, dudes who want to cheat on their girlfriends, dudes who just want to have sex. I'm sick of it. And then someone will chime in and be like, well, girl, just get out in the real world and meet them. How am I supposed to do that? Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Like, were you just born? Were you just literally created on earth and you came in as a grown adult and you don't have no previous history of dating or romance and relationships, and you were told that you must meet someone online and you have no idea how to engage with another human? Like, it doesn't even make sense to me, and that's getting on my nerves. And a lot of people will be like, well, it's better to meet them online because it's safer. To me. And I watch so much crime TV because I am very interested in human behavior and human pattern. And I thought back for a quick second. I got my degree from the School of Mass Communication. I have my degree in broadcast journalism with a minor in theater. However, I wanted to get my degree in psychology, but I changed it after I worked literally in the office, had firsthand experience with psychologists. I didn't like the way they treated their patients. It was all about the money. And I was just like, well, dang, I don't want to be a psychologist if that's what it's just about. It's not about really helping people. So I changed it to broadcast journalism from the School of Mass Communication. And I love that. And I've done radio. I've been on the radio. I've worked for Radio Disney in Little Rock, Arkansas. I've done commercials. I've been on podcasts here in St. Louis. I've done all kind of radio. So I know pretty much radio. I've produced for shows. So that's my background. However, when it comes to saying you don't know how you can meet a dude, just go outside. Just go where dudes hang. It's football season. Go to a football game. Go tailgating. Go to a sports bar. Like, y'all got to stop using y'all dumb excuses because they're dumb. They're dumb because you can meet a dude anywhere. Just show up, be yourself, have good energy. Boom, whoop, there it is. There's a single dude. Versus getting behind a computer with all these filters. Even dudes is using filters on these computers online. I'm not online looking for no dude, but I'm in groups on social media where they'll screenshot what the dudes are looking like and see if the other girls in there, do they know him? Do he got red flags? Are they dating? Or they'll tell their dating stories. And a lot of dudes are using filters. A lot of guys are going into Google Photos or Google Images and making them their image on their social media. A lot of guys will post pictures from a decade ago and where they were super athletic and in the best shape of their life. However, they've packed on some pounds. It happens. They may have gained 20 pounds and they're more soft than structured. And that's a catfish. It's so much catfishing going on. And then some dudes will just be like psychopaths. Like, so you just don't want to meet a psychopath. Like, why is that necessary? To go online and then go on a dinner date, which I say don't do dinner dates in the beginning. Go to lunch or brunch. Do that morning. Lunch, brunch, breakfast. Because that way you're clear-headed. You ain't under the influence of no wine, no beer, or anything like that. Because typically at night, and not everyone drinks. However, a lot of people do. Generally at night, you're going to go to dinner. It's going to be low lit, very cozy, very intimate. You're attracted to him. He's attracted to you. You throw some booze in there. Whoop, there it is. I thought you knew. Y'all getting jiggy with it, and it's just unnecessary. And he could literally be Michael Myers. Like, no big deal, right? You met him on the internet because you couldn't go out in public and meet Michael Myers in public and realize it's really Michael Myers. And I got to go because it's giving. Something's going to happen. Because in person, you got that energy, right? You have that gut feeling. You have your spirit, your soul. You're supposed to have it anyway, unless you're a sociopath. But you're not. You're a woman with emotional intelligence. You're a woman with great energy. You look good. You smell good. You're responsible. You're smart. You're kind. You're caring. The list goes on. So when you meet them in person, it's better. Because you can pick up on that energy. It can give you something. Even if you don't even think, well, what if? Even if you've had bad choices in men. Even if you don't even trust yourself. You will definitely trust yourself to have a gut feeling. Everyone, men included, have gut feelings. And you should listen to that gut feeling. I was watching Divorce Court. I love Divorce Court. Hold on, I need to take a drink. I got me some water. And it's so good. I cleaned up my whole house today and I was like sweating like a crazy person. So then I was like, let me have a cup of ice water. But anyway, I was watching Divorce Court today, and there was a couple on there. Judge Lynn Toller, it's an old episode. Judge Lynn Toller was on there talking to a couple, and the dude, every time something would go wrong in the relationship, he would become distant. And it was just like a pattern. Like, he would tell these stories about things going wrong, maybe conflict, and you're going to have conflict in your relationships. When you're in a relationship, marriage, dating specifically, y'all know I specifically talk about dating. So when you're dating someone, you're going to have some conflict, of course, and he would distance himself. Like, what would you do if you're dating a dude, everything all is well, but then it's like one hiccup and he becomes distant? Like, he don't be really responsive. He quit really answering phone calls. He'll give like yes or no answers for like a week or two. Then he'll pop his butt back in, coming in hard, like all is well. No, that's not how you handle it. That's not how you adult when you're dating. And so, long story short, they were there because he wanted to marry her, but she didn't trust him at all. She didn't trust him at all because she got pregnant, and at the 5th month, she got unpregnant, and it wasn't her fault. It's just her body rejected the baby, and she said it was because of stress. She was super stressed out. So what did he do? He became distant again. And so distant, 6 months later, he got another woman pregnant. She had the baby. Now the girlfriend loves the baby, but the baby mama drama. See, that's where it is. Speaking of baby mama drama, don't be getting with these dudes with all these kids. Like, it just don't even make sense. With a bunch of women, you got to deal with all these women. And all baby mamas are not like me. I'm a baby mama. It is what it is. However, I could give a flying fig Newton about what my son's father does with his natural black life. I literally don't give a fudge. All baby mamas ain't like me. A lot of them are heavily invested in the dude they had a child and or children with. So you have to find that out when you're dating. How is the baby mama? Because once you're a certain age, I'm in my 40s. Once you're in a certain age, if you're 30, a lot of people in their 20s, it doesn't matter at this point. People can have kids at any age. However, once you get to the age that you're at and you meet a person, there is a good chance that they're going to have a child and or children. So when you find that out, in the beginning, you have to know on the first few dates, what is that relationship like with the mother of your children, the mothers of your children? And you have to set a number. Like, what is your number? Me personally, whoever I'm going to marry, I want them to have 1 to none. Like, of course, he can have 1 because I have 1. However, 1 to none. I have no desire to be with a man who has multiple children, specifically with multiple women, because you are reckless and you are irresponsible. Everybody knows what it takes to not have a child. Things happen. Totally understand that. Get it. Got it. Things happen, of course. However, it's the repeating. It's the repetition. It's the pattern of sleeping with a bunch of women and having a bunch of kids by a bunch of women. That is not okay. And I don't tolerate it. I ain't going to tolerate it. And you should have a boundary for yourself. I'm not telling you what your boundary, your standard should be. I'm telling you what mine is. And that's period, point blank. Now, it probably will adjust. Let's say if I was like older and the kids would be grown. They wouldn't be little kids. And so even if he did have multiple, let's just say 2 baby mamas, would it really matter? Because the children are not children. They're adults. So that wouldn't really matter. So just from your point of view, from your age, from your perspective, set some boundaries. But you definitely want to find out why they broke up. And then you already want to find that anyway, whoever his ex was and why they broke up. But specifically with the baby mama and baby mamas, what happened there. You want to know what those relationships were like. And maybe they weren't even together, because I dated a guy and he said he really wasn't even with the woman that he has 2 kids with. They're 2 like young kids. And I was just like, what? And their ages are spread out. So I was just like, so y'all was just kicking it. And after you had 1 child, y'all didn't think, well, we probably don't want to do this again because we're not together. We're just kicking it. And then you turn your butt back around some years later and do it again. Like, you have to just be mindful of what kind of decisions people are making. Sure, children are a blessing. However, if you're making it with someone you have no even, what am I looking for here? You have no real plan to be with, and you've never even considered or even entertained an idea of being with them, then having a child with them probably isn't a good idea. If you're going to have a child with anyone, you probably wouldn't want to go down that road. So you just want to make sure you're asking these questions and not thinking that, oh, well, it's just his baby mama, she crazy. And just listening to him describe her as being crazy. Because if he describes his baby mama or mothers as crazy, then we need to know why she's crazy and why you would make a child and or children with crazy. People change. People will shift. They will be one thing and then they will literally cocoon out of an egg and be something totally different. That I get. I have experience with that. And that is just awful when people literally shed all their skin and they're like this icky person. It's awful. However, I think that if you ask questions early on, the right questions, that you can get some clues, some hints, and you can actually see patterns in their characteristics and understand if this person is for you, if you have questions, and if he can provide the proper answers. Well, she ended up staying with the guy, the divorce court girl. She ended up staying with him, and then at the end, she gave him a hug and this warm embrace, and I'm just like, girl, what is you doing? And then they followed up at the end, and they were like, how she said he literally changed just from being on the show. Now, do I think guys can change? Yeah, I think guys can change. I think that anyone can change. Specifically, how you date in your 20s should be different than how you date in your 40s if you're single. I think you should be evolved. I don't think you should be the same person because that doesn't make sense. However, some guys who are not quality men, who they are at 21, and let's say they dated you and you were both 21, and then some time has gone by, let's say you were 31. They will then expect you to be that same girl, and that really, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I literally dated a guy, I say that loosely, in college. I was 21. Dated him then. We always had a good time together. Fun guy, great, no drama, no issues. No issues at all. And then he's inboxed me things over the years, very inappropriate. And I was just like, where is this coming from? It would just be out of nowhere, out of thin air. And I'm just like, this is weird, bro. And like the last time he sent me something, which has been many years ago, this particular thing, I was like, what is the point of this? Like, what is happening? What planet am I on to where this is okay to send me? And then fast forward more years later, I was probably like 40, 41. He then sent me something else trying to fly me out to where he is. And I was just like, bro, you're barking so far up the wrong tree. What is the point? I said, what do you think I do for a living? I literally talk women off the ledge from dating guys who are crappy dudes. I literally teach women how to love themselves, understand their self-worth, work on themselves, educate themselves, get developed, learn how to communicate, recognize red flags. And then you turn around and think, because I wasn't no life coach at 21. I was in college, living my best life, getting my education. You really think that who I was at 21 in them clubs, honey, you really think at 42, well, I probably was 41 at the time. Like, are you crazy? But then the thing is, he must be reaching out, and not just him, but other dudes as well, must be reaching out to other women, and who these women were at a particular age compared to now, even though so much time has gone by, maybe they're the same people. And one thing I know about guys is, if it works with one, a lot of them will assume and use the same game on a bunch of women, because a lot of guys think that, and these are guys that are of no worth, that meaning when it comes to relationships and character, they have bad character. They'll think and assume that because one woman does it, they all do it. We all use the same brain. We have one brain, and we use that little bitty piece of that brain because we sharing one big A brain. Like, what is happening? And so that's why it's important that you understand who you're dating and who you're dealing with and what his mentality is. And if he does put all women in a box, if he does think all women do certain things, if he does feel like all women are gold diggers, all women are just good for one thing, like, you got to get in his mind. And that's why it's important that you're able to look beyond his looks. His looks are good and everything. However, what else is underneath his hood of his car? What's underneath here? We got to know what's going on there. And so then another thing is, trying to talk for 30 minutes. I've been talking for 25. When I get on here and do these lives, my goal is to talk for 30 minutes. So if you're still here and you like this, thank you. But anyway, so my other thing is, you want to definitely ask yourself when it comes to dating Ask yourself, how do you benefit from dating this dude? And some of you who just make all these assumptions and lead with emotion, you'll think, well, what does that mean? Well, will y'all always want something from a dude? No, because it's a reciprocal transaction here. You're dating him for some things. He's dating you for some things. You're coming together to exchange the things, whatever those might be. And if you're with someone and you can't really think of anything of value, of substance that he brings to the table or how he will benefit your life, then you need to rethink it. Because what's the point of being or doing something that is not going to benefit you in some way? And then another thing is, I got some little notes here that I wrote down. Oh, another thing is I put down begging a guy to be with you. So you got to understand that when it's over, it's over. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. When something has run its course, no matter if it's a dating situation or a friendship, you got to understand that you did all you can do. And as long as you've done all you can do, and it's not what they want anymore, or if they reject it or refuse it altogether, then it's not your job to beg a dude to date you, to beg a dude to see value in you, to beg a dude to want to be with you. It's not your job to then act like what you see on TV, act like what you see on the internet, to then draw him in and get his attention. It's not your job to do anything but show up as you are, with your great energy, your wonderful looks, your appearance, your character, your mindset, and then go from there. If he doesn't want you as you are, how you are, then it's just not a match. And you need to learn how to be okay with that and not beat yourself up about it and think something's wrong with you. I've had one dude that stands out. It was just like, well, what is it about me? Well, what? And this has been so long ago. This hasn't been recent. It was like, well, what the heck? Why does he not like me? And then when I got smart, when I got wisdom, when I sat myself down and I had a pause for the cause, that's what I call when you quit dating altogether and you could literally get yourself together. When I had my pause for the cause, I realized I wouldn't even want to be with a dude like that. And I was so heart to my eyes for this dude. It was crazy. And once I really sat down with myself and I learned and I developed and I evolved, I was like, I wouldn't even want a dude like that, because the things I would have to do just to, on a regular basis, just to keep him from critiquing me and criticizing me. Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Look. Oh no. And that was just scraping the surface. It went way deeper than that. The kind of things and what he wanted in a woman. And I was just like, oh, that was a blessing. Him ghosting me was a blessing. Getting ghosted can very much bring forth miracles and blessings. So you got to think about that. Being ghosted, being left on red can literally bring forth many blessings behind it once you get past it, but you have to let it go and understand it's not your fault that they ghosted you, or they left you on red, or just ultimately decided that you weren't the one for them. Even after they might have dated you for a while, even after they have showed you they do like you, it doesn't matter. Once they decide that they don't want to be a part of it no more, it's you to receive it, no matter how it feels. Don't do what Chucky be doing. Receive it and let it go. And you go on about your way. Because think about it. What was the last time you held on to something so tight? How did it benefit you? Imagine being a little kid on the monkey bars when you're on monkey bars as a kid. You just hold and you just hang. You just hold, you just hanging. How is that benefiting you? Your knuckles is white. You're getting these little calluses on your hands. You're tired. You're sweating. You just want to let it go. And that's what you should do. You should let it go. If it doesn't benefit you, doesn't make you feel good most of the times, if you don't feel right about it, if your gut is telling you something about it, if your mother has something to say about it, something about mothers, they be right. When it comes to like dating and dudes, they be right. So just listen. And if it's not your mother, it can be a guy. Ask a guy about it who has an unbiased opinion, like a family member, a brother, a uncle, a cousin. You could also just ask someone who ain't got nothing to do with it and who don't want you. That you do that, and then don't be out here begging. Don't shoot your shot. If he wants you, he sees you, he can see you. You don't have to wear your booty hanging out of the shorts at the gym. Your boobs don't have to be popping out your top. None of that. He see you. He literally sees you, and you don't have to stick your tongue out. It's unnecessary. He sees you, and if he wanted you, he would come over there and get you. So if he don't want you, you want to do the one thing I say to never do, but in this case, you want to assume that he is not attracted to you. You want to assume that he is in a relationship, or you want to assume that he don't like your type. I'm going to put that on there. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole. So, all right, guys, that was the video for today. I haven't done a live in a while. I'm sitting here chilling. I'm about to turn back on Selling Sunset, and I'm going to clean my entire house because I have been working literally non-stop for the last over a week, for the last like 8-9 days. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you had a good Wednesday. Happy hump day. And if you want to do a one-on-one with me, feel free. The link is in my bio on everything. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I guess I am on Twitter. And you want to do that, it's Coach B Wiley. And then if you, what else? If you want to book a session with me, mymentor.life. Coach B Wiley, and you can, that link is definitely on TikTok and YouTube. That's so funny because I had to think about it because I don't even think I have Twitter, the app, on my phone. Oh, I'm on Threads. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Twitter. If you want to ask me a question, if you're on the website Quora, Quora, feel free, look me up, B Wiley. It's just B Wiley on there, minus the coach. B Wiley on Quora, where you can ask me all kinds of dating and communicating questions for free. And you can ask me questions here for free, quick questions for free that I can answer like that. Now, if you want me to do a deep dive, which that's what I'm here to do, it's literally my job. I have tons of clients all the time. Thank you, Jesus. Then you want to go ahead and book me on mymentor.life, Coach B Wiley. Other than that, if you like it, like it. If you want to share it, feel free. If you want to subscribe, do that. If you have comments, post that. Talk to you later. Oh, thank you for watching.